Hi, folks. Welcome back. And those of you that are new, welcome to the Post-Millennial. Before we get into it, I would like to request anybody that sees my videos, if you could share them everywhere you can on all your social media accounts, Twitter, Facebook, etc. Maybe email the link to my videos to friends, co-workers, people you think are like-minded. It would really help out. Of course, if you think my videos are worth sharing, please do. Please do. It's the only way I can get around the YouTube algorithm. Breaking. Trump is polling at 61% following federal indictment, knocking out DeSantis by nearly 40-point lead. Yeah, that's absolutely excellent. It ends up being 38%. Let's read on. There's going to be a couple of short clips from President Trump when he was at a rally in Georgia. He stopped at a few places. One was a Waffle House. 2024 Republican nomination. Who would you vote for today? This is a CBS YouGov poll. Now, this is likely GOP voters, likely Republican voters, which is important. It's not registered voters. I used to be a local elected official in upstate New York in the early 2000s for 8 years. City council president in 2007. And when you go knocking on doors, there are registered people and there are likely voters. Big, huge difference. If somebody hasn't voted in at least 2 years and you're knocking on doors, you don't go to their house because they don't vote. Same with these polls. If you ever see a poll that says registered voters, it's not worth a damn. But if you see a poll that says likely voters, it has much more accuracy. And this is from CBS YouGov, not exactly friends of President Trump. 61 Trump, 23 DeSantis for a 38-point swing. Scott, Pence, and Haley at 4, 4, and 3. I like Tim Scott. I really do. He's a little too wishy-washy for me. I wish he had more of a backbone, but he's a good man, I think. I'm not sure it'd be a VP choice. We're going to have to see. Was it like the Democratic nomination last time with a field of 112? I exaggerate, of course. Or is this about a VP selection process? I don't know. In fact, I don't know where President Trump got Mike Pence from. Maybe that was a suggestion from the party people. I don't know, because they're polar opposite personality-wise. Let's read on. President Trump is blowing up his competition in the GOP primary election, with recent polls revealing a whopping 61% of likely Republican voters will support him in the 2024 primary election following his federal indictment. According to the CBS News and YouGov poll, President Trump is leading his top primary opponent, Florida Republican Governor Ron DeSantis, by nearly 40 points. 61% of GOP voters say they will support Trump, while 23% said they would vote for DeSantis. As far as the documents go and those charges, it just came up. He's got to be in Miami. At least it's a better venue. Granted, Miami's not exactly what I would call Republican territory, but it certainly is in Manhattan. And my understanding is a very fair judge involved, and already MSNBC and all the rest are asking the judge to recuse himself or herself. I'm not sure which one it is. Because you got a fair judge. What would you want a fair judge for? You know, let's give him a fair trial before we hang him. My personal opinion, this particular set of charges about the documents will go to the Supreme Court. That's where it will be settled. And hopefully it'll be settled before November of next year. Let's read on. There's a picture there. Let's just watch it. Trump, a short little clip from when he was in a Waffle House in Georgia. I like it when he interacts with people. I really do.
How to escape the heat if you don't have an air conditioner.
How are you? Look, we have the fake news media. How, everything good? I like the hat. You did a good job before with the pictures. Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody, for coming. It's a nice crowd.
I love you, Dono! I love you!
How are the waffles here? How are the waffles? Are they good?
You need to get pecans on it, Mr. President. Get the pecans.
And there's a couple other videos here. We'll show them. Again, this is likely voters. 38%. When asked how Trump's recent federal indictment will change their view on the former president, 61% said it won't change. 14 voted for the better. Yeah. About change your view after he's indicted. 14% voted for the better. 18% answered it depends, compared to 7% voting for the worse. 7%, 7 out of 100, saying after the federal indictment will change their view. It's not working among Republicans. I wish they had a poll in this for independents, or i.e. people not affiliated with any party. But this is really, really good news. And you're going to see some interesting questions later if Trump is even convicted. Let's read on. Responding to the question if convicted over classified documents, Trump should be able to be president or not be president, 80% of the respondents voted that Trump should be able to be president, compared to 20% voting that he should not, data shows. And I'll bet you out of those 20%, 90% of them would vote for him even if they thought he couldn't be president. That's staggering. Absolutely staggering. It is so refreshing to see Republicans at a national level or state or higher level, national, stick together. I'm telling you. And there's a ton of Republicans that can't stand President Trump, but they see it as their only way to get rid of Joe Biden. If convicted, 80% said he should be able to be president. 20% said not be able to be president. According to the poll, 76% of respondents said the indictment was politically motivated, while 12% said the documents were a risk to national security. 12% voted that the Mar-a-Lago documents case was both politically motivated and a risk to national security, which is very interesting. If it's politically motivated, they also think it's a risk to national security. That's weird. And you'll see there, that's the poll numbers. When asked what candidates you would consider voting for right now, 75% of respondents said they would consider Trump. 51% they would consider DeSantis. That's 3 out of 4. 21% of respondents say they would vote for Scott. 16% they would vote for Pence. They're probably doing more than one candidate, obviously, because this adds up to more than 100. And 13% say would vote for Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, I think he's an excellent speaker. He's a very sharp guy. He is no dummy. Ramaswamy, I'll tell you, I see him on CNN giving it good as he gets. And he's all over the place. The guy's an excellent public speaker. Chris Christie receives 7% of the vote. You know, I'm trying to like Chris Christie, but he makes it really hard to do that. I saw a clip the other day. He was ragging about the business deals with Saudi Arabia and Trump's brother-in-law. You know, you got a serious set of balls. At least Trump's son-in-law has serious business background. He's actually doing actual business. President Trump's impressive poll numbers follow a marathon of appearances on Saturday in both Georgia and North Carolina. Yeah, he's getting down in the ground. Touching the flesh, as they say. You know, it's really weird for a billionaire, supposedly elitist. He really connects with average, everyday working people. It's not a mystery to me, but it's a mystery to the Democrats and the left, who hate everyday, church-going, average working class people. They can't stand them. And that's been the hallmark of America for eons. Democratic voters out there, your party hates you. They hate you. Marking the GOP frontrunner's first public appearance since receiving a federal indictment on Thursday, supporters flooded the auditoriums and streets to greet the 45th president, who slammed Biden's Department of Justice in his speeches, calling the indictment a political witch hunt, which it is. If Trump is so easy to beat, and I'm saying this, and I have to be careful, I have to walk the line between legal and illegal, the Republicans in the states where ballot harvesting is legal and very early voting is legal, I don't go along with either of those, but that's just my personal opinion. I'm not talking about unlawfulness here. The Republicans in the states where ballot harvesting is legal to a certain extent and also very early voting, they're going to have to get their together. Those are the rules. Unfortunately, in some states, those are the rules. You're going to have to get your act together. You have to fight fire with fire. Stop bringing a knife to a gunfight. In a lot of states, the Democrat-controlled states have rigged the rules, and I don't mean unlawfully. They changed the rules to their advantage. You're going to have to go along with it for now, or you won't be competitive, and all of this will have been for nothing. Made a surprise appearance at a Waffle House restaurant in Georgia following his speech at the convention and announced he was buying everyone in the crowd free waffles, saying waffles on Trump. This moment went across social media on Saturday. Now, here's a video here. We'll watch this.
President, this is Buddy.
Hi.
Can you tell him the story, please?
I am a Medal of Honor portrait artist. This is Sergeant Major Pat Payne, who you awarded the Medal of Honor. And this is actually his signature.
Do you think I could look like that if you did me?
Absolutely.
Give me that perfect jaw,
Absolutely.
all those muscles and everything else.
Absolutely.
So how did he pass away?
No, he's actually currently still alive.
Oh.
He is
How
currently
old?
active duty. He's about, I think he's in his 40s. He's still maxing out his
Is he
fitness
injured or
exams.
anything?
No, sir. No, he is.
That's unusual.
Yeah,
The Medal of Honor
it
guys
is.
usually are pretty rough shape, right? Beautiful job you
Thank
did.
you so much. Thank you.
I want to look like that guy.
Mr.
Tell him I said,
President, Mr.
okay?
President, my son is going into the Army next month.
Oh, wow.
Can I get a photo, please?
Come on, get over here. He'll end up being a general. Go ahead.
Can I have
Get back in office, can I get an internship?
I think you could. Is this your mom?
Yeah, may I have the honor to
That's how
hop
you
in?
turn out this way. Come on, let's go.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I'm probably gonna get a copy.
Give me that baseball.
Sign one for the.
Where'd you get the baseballs? Where'd you get them?
Walmart.
Did you sign my hat?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. You know, everybody gets on him. He's this billionaire guy that he's an elitist, but he connects with everyday people so easily. You hear stories from years ago when he was doing a lot of his real estate developing construction in Manhattan. You see countless stories from construction workers that said, you know, Mr. Trump would come down here with his $1,000 suit. Well, in the 1980s, a $1,000 suit was a lot of money. And he'd buy a bunch of hot dogs and stuff from the vendor and sit down right on the ground with a $1,000 suit and sit with us and eat lunch. And there's so many of those stories, they have to be true. You know, the stories about where somebody gave him a ride when his limousine broke down, he paid off their mortgage. You know, people that ran up cancer treatment bills that he paid that were employees. And it's just stuff you never hear about. They didn't hate Donald Trump, the media, until he ran for president. And he ran for president as a Republican. That made it even worse. Here we go. He's going to announce waffles for everybody.
Okay, so we're having waffles for everyone. Go ahead.
Now, I live up north in upstate New York. There's no Waffle Houses up here. But I was when I was in the South. I've been there several times in the last couple of years. Tennessee mostly. Virginia a little bit. There are Waffle Houses around. And this really says a lot. You know, they say a picture speaks 1,000 words. And there's President Trump outside the Waffle House with a lady in a wheelchair, shaking her hand, and she's looking up at him. And then honestly and truly, did you see Hillary Clinton doing that? Did you see Joe Biden doing that? You know, Scranton Joe, yeah, whatever. It would be lost. He connects, and everybody says, well, it's fake what President Trump does, and these people are being hoodwinked. You can't fool millions and millions and millions of people totally for 6-8 years like that. Obviously, they believe it because it's true. And so there you have it. It's there's another picture. We need you now. Yeah, they're all Trump supporters, of course. I mean, they're all going to be for him, but the enthusiasm level is so high. Have you seen any Biden meetings? The enthusiasm is this high without being pre-programmed. The CBS YouGov poll indicated responses from almost 1,800 likely, very important, likely GOP voters who were interviewed after Trump's indictment on June 9th and 10th. So this is brand new. All right. So there's two schools of thought. The Democrats saying, he'll be a danger to the country. We have to defeat him. We have to bring these charges. We have to make sure he can't run for president. We can't make sure we have to be president. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. The other school of thought is they're scared to death of him. They're scared to death of him, not because he'll bring upon a world war. The world was safer when he was president, let's tell the truth. He'll ruin the economy. He's already proved that his policies and regulation decreases have increased the economy dramatically, numbers that don't come around for lifetimes. They're scared to death that he is going to go after the deep state players, especially the FBI and the DOJ as a department, the CIA, and every single agency. These faceless, nameless bureaucrats that think they run the country. Unelected, faceless, nameless. And the key word there is unelected. Unelected. He's going to go through them. It's going to be, I don't even know what he's going to do. Nothing illegal, of course, and no violence, as though people think he's going to round up these federal employees and put them in camps. There's people who believe that crap. The thing of it is, though, he can't run again when he wins, if and when he wins. He can't run again, which means he'll do what he thinks is right. I was a 2-term city council member in upstate New York. I won the second time, but the problem is with me, I always did what I thought was right no matter what. It got me in a lot of trouble, but I did okay. People in their second term, knowing their term limited out, will normally do the right thing 90% of the time because they know there's no blowback. Because sometimes doing the right thing will upset people. It's just a statement of fact. And Trump will have nothing to hold him back. He'll have the authority, and more importantly, he'll have the will to weed out these monsters for good. These people that have been brainwashed, they're in their 30s and 40s, that been brainwashed by their universities and fed misinformation since they were 10 years old. They're now of age, and they're all bureaucrats at the state and federal and local level. It's not going to be impossible. It's going to be nearly impossible, but if anyone can do it, President Trump can. And that's what they're scared of. The swamp runs deep. All you have to do is just pull the plug and let the water drain out. And he has the will to do it, and he has the incentive to do it. Is it payback? Yeah. But payback isn't always vengeful. Sometimes payback is necessary to stop this from ever happening again to another presidential candidate or president, period, regardless of party. Until the next time, goodbye and good luck.